Hey guys, it's September 2nd, 2018. It's a pretty clear and dry day here in Seattle. I think autumn is coming. Here, let's start over here with the raspberry. You can see it's still growing. I'm gonna need to get a stick to support this guy. And the tomato, as you can see, is still flowering. It needs water, obviously, and a lot of fruits to harvest. And this is what I got this week for the tomatoes. And for the rhubarb, you can see the leaves are still growing, very big leaves, and here's some new leaves coming up. Calla lily, pretty much the same, so not too much to talk about. Potato, you can kind of see one poking out from the soil right here. But other than that, there's not too much change, and just some new leaves here and there. Hydrangea looks pretty nice. You can see the new growth is getting taller. Another new growth on the back. Nothing too much about this guy. Strawberries looks pretty much the same, just growing bunch of leaves. Don't see any flowers anymore. Maybe this is not the right variety for strawberry production, continuous strawberry production. But yeah, you can see it's getting really bushy. And it's still sending out lots of runners, and the runners are getting really long. So yeah, I'm gonna deal with this tomorrow. Blueberry, yep, not too much to talk about. This wildflower pot is getting very big. You can see the lacy phacelia flower is coming up. Lots of lacy phacelia. This is a plain coarpsis, I believe. And here we have some sweet asylum, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, that's a pretty common wildflower in like the seed mix. Here's another one. You can see the white flowers. Here we just have a bunch of Ramden seedlings. And the plain coarpsis is still around. This guy needs water as always. But yeah, you can see the clover is getting super long. Blueberry, some of the leaves are started to change color. Lily of the valley, mulberry, some side growths, and the top growth. It's getting very tall. It's way taller than me now. And then here the dahlia, you can see it's getting infected by some powdery mildew, and it's still producing new flowers, so that's good. The pineapple, as you can see, it's starting to straighten itself up. And yeah, I think it's adapting pretty well to the new condition. So hopefully we'll see lots of new growth. Asparagus, tiny new growth over there. And yeah, the other guys looks pretty much the same. Just like potato, new leaf growths here and there. Rosemary, succulents looks pretty nice. This guy is getting a little taller. Not too much change with these other guys. This guy too. This guy too. This guy is still flowering. California poppy. You can see here's a tiny flower. Heavy plants need some water. This hydrangea, I think the leaves are starting to change back to its normal color. Looking pretty healthy though. Artichokes. This guy needs water, obviously. Peony, catnips, rosemary, and lavender. Stone pine, Venus flytrap, and then lastly are grapes. You can see it's sending out lots of new vines, so I'm gonna tie back onto the structure if it gets too messy. I think it's growing pretty well on the structure. Indoor garden, the starhorn ferns are doing pretty well, I think. It's not really changing too much over these past few weeks, but there's definitely some new leaves, like this guy over here. This is the top view. And this guy, I think it's called angel plants, I'm not too sure, but it's getting a lot taller. I just noticed that. And the bird nest fern is doing pretty well. Just gonna give you a closer look of this guy. I think the leaves are looking healthy. It's not big though, it's a tiny one. And the air plants looks like it's doing pretty well. One sign is that I can see this leaf is growing. It's getting longer. So yeah, the new leaf grows. I think it indicates pretty good adjustment to this new environment. This plant, I think it's called petal plant. It's a succulent. You can see the baby plants are getting bigger now. Snake plant. Another succulent. Pear plant. This vine is getting super long, almost as long as this hanging thing. Still flowering, as you can see. Let's see if we can spot the new growth I showed you last week. I'm not too sure if you can see it. I can't see it from this angle either. Hoya plant. Here's a new growth right here. You can see it's getting longer now. And I believe there's another one somewhere. Oh, there's one over here at the top. You can see a new growth coming out. And then the spider plant still flowering. You can see right here. And lots of baby plants is coming down. And as for the phalaenopsis, you can see a new leaf growth right here. And on the side, you can kind of see that weird thing that's coming out right there. I think it should be a root, but I'm not too sure. And it seems like it's straightened itself up pretty nicely with the support. This guy, the vine is getting longer. Dragon tree plant, prayer plant, all looks pretty good. Snake plant, and then this spider plant. Some interesting new leaf. And the orchids, right here, you can see that new growth I showed you last week. It's getting bigger. And I cut away that flower for preservation. And you can see that video in one of my garden project videos. And then this guy, I left it, and you can see the flower is looking very nice. And here you this is the other orchid, this new growth I just found. So this guy is still surviving, but growing very slowly. And then this guy, I don't see any new growth, but the growth is pretty steady. And right here we have the wandering jade, I think. It's getting long. It's pretty easy to take care of. And then this ivy, it looks like it has rooted, I think, because there's lots of new leaf growth. Spider plant, and then the snake plant looks all pretty much the same. And the most exciting news for this week is this orchid over here. You can see 2 new flower spikes. And I don't think I've seen the 3rd one, so there's only 2 for now. Right here and right there. So yeah, very excited for the flowers. And this guy, zipper plant, and then the zebra succulent plant thing. The flowers has all faded now. You can see all the flowers are gone. Yeah, the plant still looks okay. So, and then the aquatic plants looks fine to me too. And then the snake plant is just growing crazily.